Ladies and gentlemen, you have all received a letter explaining why you are here tonight.
So, who are you exactly?
Well, I'm Wadsworth, the butler. Gentlemen, turn out your pockets, and ladies, empty your purses. Whoever has the gun is the murderer. Well, I suggest we take the cook's body back to the study.
Why?
I'm the butler. I like to keep the kitchen tidy. Would anyone care for some fruit or dessert? My favorite part of this experience was probably becoming completely engaged with my character and just becoming my character and communicating with the other characters through my character was something that I really liked. My past experiences in acting start about in first grade when I was a troll in the Chronicles of Narnia, and most recently I was Monkustrap in Cats, and that was a really fun role to be. I really enjoyed that. I've also had a lot of experience with filmmaking. I have been taking video classes for the past 5 years at Summer Stock Performing Arts Camp during the summer. And I've also done a little bit of, fun little short movies with my friend Grant. And that's always fun to do, but it's not as serious as this was. And that's something that I really liked about this was the professional feel of this. This experience has helped me a lot, but it's mostly probably helped me with memorization. My character had a lot of lines, especially the lines that really gave me trouble were the alternate endings, because there were so many of the same lines, but they were tiny little differences, like just words being different. I used to not be so confident with memorization, but now I'm really confident when it comes to memorization. I know how to, sit down, look at the script, and get down to business, manage my time so that I really get these lines, at least for a short amount of time, so I can say them. Memorizing lines since Clue has been a lot easier for me, and that's something that's going to follow me, and that's something that is going to help me through my acting career. There were a few instances where Tommy would lead me into a room and he'd hand me the script. He'd tell me which lines he wanted me to memorize, and then he'd lock me in the room for, I think the longest was 15 minutes. And I just sat down and I kept going over those lines and saying them out loud, Sometimes I get help from another person, but usually I was on my own, and I was sitting in the conservatory alone reading lines, and I kept hearing laughter, and I was just sitting there. And I later found out that it was a dance competition, and I felt pretty left out. In the beginning, before we even started filming, my friend Olivia approached me and asked me if I wanted to be in a movie, her friend Tommy's movie, and I was like, sure. And I had no idea what I was walking into, and I didn't know I was going to be a lead role. I really didn't know that this was going to be like a 3-month thing to do. I thought it was going to be like a 3-minute movie, and it would be over in a day probably. But originally I did not tell my parents about the movie because I didn't know it was going to be a huge commitment. My favorite memory during Clue was probably the scene where the cop walks into the study and we're all, trying to act like weren't 3 murders and that there aren't 3 bodies in the study. And I remember, we got Ian, Professor Plum, sitting on the couch pretending to make out with this dead body, Langley, and we have drunk Tommy over in the corner, and me just playing random notes on the piano. That was a good memory. Tommy and Mrs. Flynn did a great job, and they worked really hard, and the end product turned out really, really great, and we were all pleased. Tommy has helped me a lot, both with my character and also memorization. He told me how he envisioned the scene and how he wanted me to play it out, how he wanted me to play out his vision. And it all worked out really great. For Tommy's next movie, I think he should do The Haunted Mansion, which is a comedic horror movie about a real estate owner who buys this haunted mansion, and there's some mystery in it, there's some horror, and there's a lot of funny parts, but I think that this house would be really good for that movie. Either that, or we should do a real-time Scooby-Doo movie, but not like the ones that have already been made. Like a more realistic Scooby-Doo, where like a bunch of random people, a mystery brings a bunch of random people together and they end up solving mysteries together and they become friends. And I think that either of these movies would be really great ideas.